Whoa, I dropped the phone. Alright, this one is Army, National Guard, 1993, I believe. I really didn't want to go on this 2 week drill. And what it is, it's an NCO school, non commissioned officer school, because I'm a, I was a corporal and you need to get the NCO school so you can get promoted to sergeant. I hated the National Guard when I was there, and I just couldn't wait to get out. So doing a school for them, I just wasn't happy about it. So, anyways, it was down Fort Dixon, New Jersey. They fly you down there with all your gear, and well, I'm not going to explain the school because it didn't happen. So I get to New Jersey. I get to Fort Dix, and we have sign in. So the next morning, you have to do a physical fitness test because they want to make sure that you're fit to go through the school. Which at the time, it was no problem for me. I was in really good shape. Well, I got hit with a migraine headache. And anybody out there who knows about certain migraine headaches, this one disables me for about 2 days. It's really a horrific chain of events for me. At the time, though, I had Midrin, and what do, you take it, and it really lessens the symptoms. However, as the physical fitness test was ready to take place, I got hit with this migraine headache, and so they give me a 24-hour bed rest. But the bad thing about it is, you miss 4 hours of classes, they send you home. So now I went all the way to Fort Dix for nothing. So now they're getting orders for me to go back on a medical discharge. It means I have to come back later on, which is fine. But as they're trying to get the paperwork going, I'm a big news guy. So if I'm in front of the TV, I flip it right to the news. They start talking about this huge snowstorm that's hitting the eastern coast. It's coming up from Florida. And I'm timing it. I'm like, holy shit, I might be stuck here. So by the time I got my orders, my plane ticket, and I didn't have any cash. On purpose, I did that so I wouldn't spend money. And I don't even think I had my credit card. Actually, I know I didn't have my credit card with me. So here I am at Newark Airport, just in time to see the signs go cancel, 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 all the way down the line, including my flight to Boston. And I'm like, oh my God, here I am with a bunch of military gear. I'm actually getting over the headache thing. So I'm like, I know, I'll take my ticket and I'll cash it in. At least I have cash. No, Continental, they're like, no, I'm sorry, we don't have that money on hand. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's $150. They're like, yeah, we just don't have that on hand. I go, you're a fucking multi-million-dollar operation. And you don't, that's crazy. So now I'm bullshit. Because I think I'm stuck down in Jersey, and this snowstorm is basically here. So I stole a cart to carry my my military equipment. And I'm like thinking, what the hell am I going to do? Well, I get into this elevator. It was like a service elevator. And as the door's ready to close, there's a guy in a wheelchair. He's like, hey, hold the elevator. Oh, dude, there's no room in here. Which it was. It was a small elevator. I wasn't being a dick. Well, I was being a dick, but it really was a small elevator. He goes, no, I can do it. I go, what? All right. So I held the door open. This guy takes the wheelchair and literally jumps into the elevator. And the door was closed. I looked at him. I go, all right, dude, that was pretty good. And he starts laughing. And then, remember, I'm not in a good mood. So I had a Massachusetts shirt on. It was the Department of Corrections at the time. And so it says Massachusetts. And he looks at my shirt, looks at me and goes, oh, you from Massachusetts? And I looked at my shirt and I go, well, what the fuck do you think? He goes, are you stuck here? I'm like, yeah. He goes, hey, I have an idea. Um, I need to go to Boston. If we pool our money together, we can rent a car and you can drive me up towards Boston. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, my name's Joe. What's your name? I believe it was Jason. So we get out of the elevator. I get out of the elevator with my new friend. And I try one more time about the ticket. I did this other ticket counter. So I'm in line. I'm probably the only guy there now that's happy. Me and Jason. Well, this girl was behind me, and she's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Are you stuck here?" I'm like, "Nope." And she's like, "Where are you going to?" I go, "I'm going to Boston." She's like, "How you getting to Boston?" And I go, "I know it's bad, but I said to her, I go, see that handicapped guy over there? He and I, we're driving the fuck out of here." And she goes, "Well, can I go with you guys?" I'm like looking at him like, "No." She goes, "Why?" I go, "I don't know you." She goes, "Well, you don't even know him." I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "What am I going to do to you?" I was like, "That's true." All right, go ask the handicap guy. And so she runs over there. I'm watching. She turns around, jumping up and down, comes over. So we did. We pooled our money together, and we rented a car. We got all of our stuff, and we put it in there. It was a Grand Prix. When you know it, I wasn't even out of the rental yard. Bam, I hit a car. Cracked the whole front fender. So the guy came over, looked at it, and goes, "I don't care, just go." By this time, the storm is bad. It took us exactly 8 hours to go from Newark up to Boston. 8 hours exactly. And we kind of beat out the storm a little bit because by the time we got to Boston, it wasn't as bad. So, anyways, I owe that guy $50. Now, he went on his merrily way. She was stuck, so she ended up staying over. This is when I used to live on Pine Street. She stayed over for the night downstairs, and I think she ended up getting picked up, and she went to Keene. She went to school up there. So, anyways, I'm supposed to give this guy $50, so I got his address and copied it down, and I had a piece of paper, and I put it down in the bedroom. And at the time, the girlfriend Maria, nice girlfriend, but I think she was snooping around. She ends up cleaning my bedroom and throws out the guy's information. It took me I think 15 years to find this guy. I finally found him. He's a professor at the University of Illinois, and I sent him a check. I go, "Hey, remember me?" Never cashed it. So can't say I didn't try. Yeah, I never cashed it.